Welcome back everyone, this is Victoria from Hunt. Today I'm going to tell you 10 cool activities that you can do after work. Not all of us are lucky enough to have jobs that leave us feel satisfied and fulfilled throughout the workday. Even if you're lucky enough to love your job, being a full-time employee is pretty hard work, I can say. Once you're done for the work day, let's say you spent 8 hours in office, you might feel kind of drained and you're probably wondering what you can do after work. Should I take another afternoon nap, or should you watch television or maybe watch Netflix and your favorite serials? I would say these are maybe not all of them the best ideas. That's why in this video I decided to give you maybe 10 ideas what you can do after work, let's say more cool activities that can make your after work routine much more interesting. My first idea for you is to go for a hike. Of course, it's really nice to get moving after you've spent whole day or 8 hours on a chair. It doesn't matter if you worked from home or from office. If you're really not into hiking, I can totally get if hiking is not your thing. It's still a good idea to go for a short walk around your block maybe, or around your neighborhood. If you like dancing, for example, more, or like some other kind of physical activities, you can join like Zumba or tango classes, or for example, fitness, or anything that will kind of make you burn off some energy. So even if you don't like all of these activities, the main point here is to get up and get moving after work. The second cool activity for you is to do journaling. Once you're done with the workday, you can open your special notebook or journal and write about your thoughts, feelings, emotions, even your goals. So for example, you can focus on one specific point or question every day. Let's say, what are you grateful for today? Or like, how did you feel today? What are the goals that you want to achieve by the end of this year? So every day, just pick a different matter and just write down. My third idea for you, if you are more, let's say, into art and cultural events, you can visit an art gallery or a museum. Especially if you're not new in town, we don't have the habit to visit the museums and art galleries in your home place. In most cases, at least in the big cities, you have many free exhibitions happening in some of the cafes around or in some kind of space. So just follow these artistic events, and it's always a good idea to just spend your evening after work just visiting some free exhibition or going to a museum that you've never been before in your home place. My fourth idea for you is to have a deep conversation with a friend. Of course, it's always a good idea to have a talk with a close friend that you are not talking so often. And of course, if you cannot meet in person, you can just schedule 1 or 2 hours call with this person and talk about your lives and what is actually happening, what is bothering you, and not just talk about the weather. The fifth, also a very nice activity that I used to do, is to volunteer. Volunteering is always a good idea to contribute to a cause or an organization that you actually care about. I'm sure that you're having certain values that are important to you. For example, do you care about environment protection or animal welfare or human rights? Of course, you can find out NGOs that are operating in your place and just help them to support their activities. They will be so glad to welcome you to join their activities and help them. And at the same time, you will feel that you've spent your time in a productive and a meaningful way. The sixth activity that I will highly suggest is to clean or organize the stuff around. When I talk about cleaning, that doesn't mean that after work you need to clean your whole apartment. Of course, you can just, for example, organize the clothes in your wardrobe, or organize the hats or the shoes, for example, or even wash dishes in the sink, or maybe just clean your bathroom or toilet. So just you can focus on maybe one part of your apartment or house that was kind of left out in the previous time, and just clean it up. After this, you will feel much more refreshed, I believe. Another cool activity that you can do is to make dinner for yourself or a cocktail. For example, if you're a fan of cooking, of course, you can just spice up a bit in the kitchen and make some nice meal that you haven't cooked recently. Of course, if you're not a fan of cooking, for example, I really don't enjoy cooking so much, so I would prefer to just mix some drinks and make cocktail for myself. After all, it's still a cool activity, like when you play some music and do all of these things in the kitchen, and at the end, you reward yourself for the hard work what you've done that day. The eighth activity, and also I really like this one, is to do Couchsurfing. If you're not familiar, Couchsurfing is a website that allows people to host, meet other people, and also be hosted from locals when you're traveling abroad. Of course, if you're not able to directly host people, you can always meet up with them after you finish with your work hours. So it's always a good idea to either meet people from different cultures, have nice discussions with them, or just show them around as a local in your city. They'll be really grateful to you, and at the same time, you will just expand your friends' network. There are many artistic and creative activities that you can do once you're done with your work day. For example, you can make perfumes as one cool activity, or you can also do gardening or collect interesting plants or whatever comes to your mind. When it comes to making perfumes, it's also really interesting that it doesn't take a lot of time, of course, to just get to know the ingredients, get them from a certain place, and just mix up the stuff to make your perfume. At the end, it's also like it will take an hour maybe for this activity, and you're going to have a perfume maybe for the whole year round. And my last activity for you, if you're really not satisfied with your current job, is to do job seeking. For example, once you're done with the workday, you can spend the time in polishing your CV, updating your LinkedIn account, maybe researching the companies that you want to apply to, or even scheduling interviews. Of course, if you're really looking to find a new job, I've even prepared a special video for you in order to organize the job seeking better. It's actually giving you 5 useful ways to organize your job seeking process. I'm going to link it in the description, and feel free to explore it. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this video to the very end. And if you haven't liked the video and subscribed to our channel, you can just do it right now. And of course, I would like to ask you to tell me in the comments below, what is your favorite activity to do after work?